Tracy and the Big D, 104.9 Sunshine FM on a Wednesday night. Thanks for your company. Hope you can stick around. Well, unfortunately, as I've said, Tracy's a little unwell today. She's got a sore throat and everything, but that's all right. I'm pleased to say that we're catching up with a local artist here, and that's what we love to do. Independent artists, local artists, find out what they're doing. And the beautiful Pam Clarke joins us now. G'day, Pam. Thanks for coming in. It's been a long time.
It certainly has, Darren.
We were just catching up outside before, and I saw Pam performing at Yandina at the Hall of Fame probably about 11 or 12 years ago, so it was lovely. But you've been in the music industry for a long time.
Well, probably not as long as you think, because I've always said when I turned 40, that was when my life would begin, and so it actually took off then.
Is that right? And what got you started?
Well, I was always interested in music and played the piano, and then I taught myself guitar. But my problem was that I lived too far away from anyone to help. So
when you said lived too far away, where was that? Where were you living?
I was northwestern New South Wales, out on a sheep station.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
So you were serenading the sheep at night, or was
definitely.
It yes,
definitely. That's where I learnt to yodel. Just going behind sheep and mustering and yes.
And so, how long ago then? We fast forward did you move to the Sunshine Coast?
Yeah, just before you met me.
Okay, all right. So about 12 years you've been up here.
That's right.
What you mentioned yodeling? That's where you took off. Is the inspiration for country music because of the location being in the west, in the bush? Is that what does it?
Definitely. I mean, that was that's what I wrote about. I was always writing poems and things, and wrote my first song to go in a competition, as I said, when I had my 40th, and I was asked to go into a talent quest in the opal mining town of Whitecliffs.
Okay.
And which was not really far, but I mean, that wasn't a very big town. It's not a very big town.
But you knew everyone who was competing, and there, I would imagine.
No. I knew nothing really. I went in there thinking I was pretty hot.
Yep. Because you never had any complaints from the sheep, did you?
Well, no. And no comparisons. But I went in there and I wrote my first song called My Best Shot, which I was giving it my best shot. Yep. And didn't do really well, but I tell you what, I learned a bit for the next year.
We're talking to Pam Clarke. She's a local here on the sunny coast. She's been singing for a little while and playing some instruments and doing some very interesting thing. What sort of entertainment do you do now? A few gigs around the place. What's your interest in music now?
Well, I play in two country music club bands. I play keys.
Right.
And I really enjoy that. And so that takes up 2 weekends. Sometimes I do a third weekend.
And which ones are they? Which country music clubs are they?
One is the Peninsula Country Music Club, or the Peninsula Music Club, which is down at Deception Bay.
All right, yeah, that's Keith Von Hoff is the president of that one, is that the one?
That's correct.
Yep, okay.
Yes. And then...
So I've been reading my notes, folks.
You have, haven't you? And then there's the recently renamed one called Bribie Island Country Music Club.
Ah, the former Pumice-Stone.
Absolutely, you're right up there, aren't you? You know.
Now, we're going to play one of your songs. Now, I've got a couple of your CDs here. Got an early one from back in 1995.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's a stunner on the CD, folks.
Yeah.
Have a look at her. 1995, and the album is called You Hold the Key. We're going to play track 13, We've Had Enough, and then we might come back and have a bit of talk about what else you're doing.
Okay, terrific. Thanks, Darren.
Tracy and the Big D here on a Wednesday night right through until 10 o'clock. Hope you can stick around. That's Pam Clarke, and We've Had Enough from an album from, that's 19 years ago, 1995.
I know.
That takes back some memories there, Pam?
Certainly does, and certainly that song does too.
Self-penned.
Self-penned song.
See that? Now, I look at the credits. I love getting... One of the things I hate about the whole digital age. It's very convenient and so forth, but I love opening the CD, having a look in the credits and so forth, seeing who wrote the song and all that. And it's and there's quite a lot there. There's a few collaborations in there, but also a lot of self-penned ones in there as well. So you must have been busy time over your life writing songs, Pam.
Well, that's right. But as I said, the first one I wrote was for that talent quest, and then I wrote a couple more and actually recorded before that. There was a recording made before that CD, and I only did that to preserve the songs that I'd written, never imagining that I'd be doing what I'm doing now, not in a million years.
That's so important though, isn't it? Is that there could be absolute gold written down there that has never found its way onto the recording studio, so you're doing that.
Yes.
You fast forward about 8 years to Diamonds and Jewels. And now we fast forward to 2014/2015. There's going to be another CD coming out.
Finally, after 9 years, it'd have to be, wouldn't there?
Finally. All self-penned, or are you doing a few covers in amongst that as well?
A few, redoing a couple.
Okay.
And
why is that? Is there a particular reason?
I just felt that I'd like to redo them and spruce them up a bit.
Is that because of an experience, the way that music's changed, or the recording, or is it something internal that you're saying, I could have done a better job with that, or my interpretation of the song is different?
Probably a different production of it.
Okay.
Yes, a better way of doing it.
It must be amazing when you consider what you did in 1995 to going into a studio now, or even the changes in those 8 years, and now fast forward 9 years down the track, or 11 years down the track. The whole thing has changed in so many different ways, hasn't it?
Well, I'm about to find out, really, because tomorrow is the first meeting, and I'll go down and see if, we have to find out whether I'm really going to gel. Okay. Excuse me. And I'm sure I will, but, and yes, I'm coming from a completely different direction.
And musicians, what sort of musicians will you be using? Club musicians or people that you know? Is it an association? How's that going to work for you?
Oh, there'll be a couple that I know, and the new technology that's out. So there'll be
bit of sampling from Band in a Box or something like that?
I would say so,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
As I'll find out a little bit more tomorrow, just how we're going to do it.
All right.
Yes.
Now, have you got a website, or if someone wants to find out a little bit more about what you're doing, or...?
I hesitate but no. But my Facebook is my
well, that's
site,
okay. But there is a communication portal there, and it's
right.
Pam Clarke on, and that's Clarke with an E. You can get on there and find out a little bit more about Pam and so forth. And got a lovely voice, as you've heard there, and she certainly can entertain, and does a lot of that. Now, so. If everything goes to plan, when are we looking at the CD coming out? 2015. Will we get it out in time for 2014 in the shops for Christmas? Probably a bit of an ask, isn't it? 4 months.
4 months would probably be stretching it.
Yep.
I'm aiming for when I'm a guest artist at one of the country music clubs next year in March.
Lovely.
Yes.
And do a launch then.
I'd like to do a launch then.
That'll be terrific. Well, you'll be able to keep up with date for that. And don't forget, you also can catch on the Tracy and the Big D website, of course, listed on there. You'll see all of the performers, all of the musicians. If you haven't registered there, make sure you do register for that. And you'll also can find out about the Country Music Club. So if you want to go along and see where Pam is performing, you'll be able to have a look at the register of the Country Music Clubs. It's all available for you there. Pam, it's been lovely to chat with you tonight. We're going to go out with a song off the album Diamonds and Jewels. The song is Hey Sweet Mama. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's a song that it's not about anything, a true story, but it's about somebody who is waiting at home for her boyfriend or her man to come out of jail and to come home. And so her friend's telling her, just get out there and enjoy yourself because he's not worth it. And so this song was actually tapping me on the shoulder, and I had little hooks running through my head, and it just sort of fell out of my pen. in the end.
Well, Pam, it's been an absolute pleasure to catch up with you tonight, and we certainly look forward to it. I'm going to make a date with you right here and now that when you get the new CD, you come in and we play a few of the songs. How's that?
That'd be terrific. Thank
Look
you
forward
very
to it.
much.
Pam Clarke. You find her on Facebook or follow the links from Tracy and the Big D. And here it is now. This is Hey Sweet Mama.